Hello and welcome to the video. This is Race Rundown. I am Lex and today we are discussing the Monaco Grand Prix, and it is my favorite Grand Prix of the entire season. It's history and it's so beautiful and it's just everything, and this race was especially chaotic. And to find out more, keep watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button if you please, and turn on all notifications so you know when I upload. And this is the second of a triple header. So last week was a Mola, so after you finish this video, make sure to go check that out. Okay, I love you all. Roll the intro. I just realized you can see like the random shit over here. Um, and there's like something fully blocking. This is a shit show, y'all. Like, genuinely, it's just not going great over here. But, you know, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, let's do the Red Bull opening and then we'll get into talking about the track. She was crisp today. Okay, I'm gonna check something and then I'll come back to y'all. Okay, so like I said, we are in Monte Carlo, Monaco, the most beautiful place on earth, if you ask me. It is actually where I want to go to school. It's the entire reason I took French. I have regrets. Either way, this track is gorgeous. I mean, it's a street circuit and it totals in 3.337 kilometers long. There are 78 laps in the Grand Prix. There are a total of 19 turns. It goes clockwise and was established in 1950. The lap record, which I don't know if this is true anymore, but according to ESPN, the lap record is held by Sergio Checo Perez, which actually that may be true, but we'll get into the reason why I doubted that. And this is one of the tracks where all of the corners have names, and most of them are in French. Either way, our first corner, Saint-Devote. Second corner is Beau Rivage. Third corner is Massenet. Fourth corner is Casino. Fifth corner is Mirabeau. Sixth corner is Louis. It's not Louis, but it's like spelled like that. Number 7 is Portier. I think Portier is 7 and 8. I lied to y'all. Sorry. And number 9 is the Tunnel. And number 10 and 11 is the Nouvelle Chicane. Chicane. And also it would piss me off when they would say Nouveau during the weekend. It's Nouvelle. C'est nouvelle parce que chicane est féminin. Number 12 is Tabac. 13, 14, 15, and 16 make up the piscine, or the swimming pool. Swimming pool. You know, that's a missed opportunity. Obviously, piscine means swimming pool, but nickname swimming pole. Pole position. Okay, either way. 17 and 17 is Rackhouse. And 18 is named after the Grand Prix founder, Anthony Nouges. Either way. So, we have one Monegasque driver in the grid currently, and his name is Charles Leclerc. And I believe he's either the second only, like, Formula One driver who is Monegasque or born in Monaco. And yeah, I mean, okay, a lot of times when you say Monaco, people are like, what's that? Monaco is this small area, like in between Italy and France, and it's beautiful and it's everything, and it's just gorgeous. I love this race. It's my favorite race of the entire season. I love the history that has happened here, and I feel like this race fully encapsulates F1. And one of my favorite things of it, well, there's several favorite things. One of my favorite moments is long time ago, I think like 2007 maybe. Kimi Raikkonen DNFs. He crashes and he's like, fuck this. Walks straight to his yacht in his racing suit, helmet on, everything, doesn't even go to the garage. One of my favorites. But I would have to say my all-time favorite is Charles Leclerc winning last year's Grand Prix at Monaco, and it was just so beautiful. I cried listening to Crofty's speech.
17, Charles Leclerc lost his father, and in these final days, he told his father a white lie, that he'd made it to Formula One, that he'd signed the contract. It wasn't true then, but his driving has made it true now, and look what he's done with the opportunity. The grandstands he saw built as a kid growing up now rise for him, and for the first time in 93 years, this fabled race is won by one of their own. Charles Leclerc wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
We won it.
Yeah!
I'll put it in. I'm sure editing me is crying. But yes, it's just, oh my God, Charles's story is just heartbreaking and so beautiful, and him winning last year was just everything. Sorry, my mascara. I'm not crying actually this time. My eyes are just bugging me. Now let's get on to this year's Grand Prix. In free practice 1, Charles goes straight on in Mirabeau. It seems like it was just understeer, which means your car can't turn, and he damaged his front wing, and then there was a yellow because Charles rear-ended Lance Stroll. You know, he was just having some fun, you know, it is his home race. He was just like, let's have some fun, let's fuck around and find out, and rear-end Lance Stroll. But he fully messed up Lance Stroll's rear suspension. So, it is technically Lance's fault because Charles was on a push lap and Lance was on, I think he was on a cool down lap. Either way, not great for either of them. Lando looks very good this weekend. The blank, like super close, far from the wall graphic is back. Yellow because Carlos goes into Sandoval, or the first corner. Lando locks up into Sandoval, and Lewis goes over the curb in the swimming pool. No bueno. In free practice 2, Isaac Hadjar clips the wall and loses a tire at the Nouvelle chicane. Just lovely. Oscar goes straight into the wall, but not hard, but into the wall at Sandoval. Red. He completely lost his front wing. And then Isaac later clips the wall and rubs off the advertising and messes up his suspension. In free practice 3, Nico Hulkenberg just stops at turn 19. Why? Gabriel reports hitting the wall. Yellow turned red because Lewis has his snap and then smacks the wall. On to quali. Qualifying Q1. Stroll and Gasly have an impeding moment, and I will put it on the screen. Yellow, Kimi Antonelli goes into the wall at turn 11, which turned to a red. He was just coming out of the tunnel with too much speed and at the end of Q1, Max was crashing out about Lewis, which... Q2, George lost power in the tunnel as well, which is not good. He lost, and then that caused a yellow. It was just a really bad day for Mercedes. He lost it on the rise to Casino, so I'll show, like, on the map where Casino is, so he was going up to Casino, and then when he was coming down, he just, yeah. Lewis clips the wall on Casino. Alex jumps to P3, and Oscar Piastri bumps the wall. In Q3, Lando takes pole and sets a new track record. Lots of people were mad because Lando got pole and Charles didn't get pole, which to them I say, what do you want the man to do? Just give it to Charles? I feel like that's my thing with Ferrari fans, and I say this as a former Ferrari fan, and it's not that I'm not a fan of them anymore, it's just, the Tavasti you're in a constant state of anxiety and depression, and I decided, actually, I'm good. You know, I've already do that myself. I don't need to do that for a team as well. So, I may have been a bit of a homie hopper and switched to McLaren, but I also like my thing with the Tavasti is just that it's like your hopes are always being raised and then it's just shattered, which as you can tell by Charles over the years. You know, I just think that it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. I'm praying I turned ice isolation back on because my dog is barking like crazy right now. I hope you can't hear that. Yeah, I really don't know. Either way, Grand Prix. This is a new thing this year that the FIA instated at the beginning of the season was Monaco is now a two required pit stop race, and that means at the pit stop you also have to change your type of tire, I believe. I could be wrong here. But according when I was listening to the race, the guy said that you have to have three different compounds, so I assume that means you have to change. Either way, two required pit stops. Ollie got a 10 place grid penalty because he overtook under a red, and I'm assuming this is from Imola. But Lance had several penalties and was 19th. Lewis has a 3 place grid penalty. Lando, okay, this is now into the race. Lando locks up into the first corner. Not good. I was hoping to God he didn't have a flat spot in his tire because that will severely impede the race. Um, Gabriel goes into the wall at 7th or 7. Yellow turned green. Red Bull into the pit and virtual safety car. Has like a literal like 20-second stop. Not great. So what happened with Gabriel was he went around the outside of Kemi at the beginning of the race, and then Kimmy was a tire ahead, like a tire's length ahead, so he didn't have to give Gabriel space into the wall. Gabriel could have backed out, but he didn't, and then he hit the wall. Yellow flag because Gasly was destroyed. So what happened was Gasly is in the tunnel, okay? He's in the tunnel with Yuki, and he reports that he doesn't have braking, and he's just going straight and completely destroys his car. Wheels fucked. Yuki fucked. Like it was just bad. He goes into the rear of Yuki. Let me clarify. So not great. Fernando goes into 17, and his car was smoking like crazy. Oscar has a little sliding moment. George and Alex go through the swimming pool, and George gets in front of Alex, but by leaving the track and getting an advantage, which typically would just mean you give the place back to the person behind you. But if you don't do that, I think it's a 10-second penalty. And you have to serve it within 3 laps after it happened. So, either way. And then Mr. Lando Norris wins the Monaco Grand Prix. I love it. I love him. It was everything. I genuinely okay. My thing with Monaco is I think this is an amazing race, and it's as many F1 fans would say, the race is on Saturday, meaning that where you qualify is make or break because the track is so skinny and it's so hard to overtake in this track that hence why they added the 2 pit stop. So I more love Monaco because of all of the like aura surrounding it and everything about it is just so beautiful to me. But also, I don't know. Another thing that has been a very hot topic in F1 TikTok is the F1 TV basically hard launched Lando's relationship with this girl named Maggie. I want to say Maggie, but it's not Maggie. It's spelled Magui. However you say that. She used to be with the soccer player Juan Felix. She cheated on him. I don't really know. There's like a lot of things that people don't like about her, but frankly, I don't care. That's my thing. It's like, really, I could care less who the F1 drivers are dating. I used to be like, when in season 1 of Racing Rundown, I used to like have a whole segment talking about like grid gossip, and it's just like, frankly, who cares at this point? As long as they drive the car well, date whoever you want. I don't care. And it's also like, I think there are like, all of the people who hate on the WAGs are really just jealous of them because they all are gorgeous and are dating an F1 driver. So frankly, I'm jealous too, but I'm not gonna hate on them just because of that. It's like, get a grip, y'all. People are just weird, and I feel bad for the wags because it's like all they're trying to do is be in a relationship, and unfortunately. And it's also like F1, it's not like they're a reality TV show, which even despite Drive to Survive, they are humans, and at the end of the day, they're not characters. They're here because they're good at their job. They're good at their sport, which may be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people, but that is why. So, I mean, I don't know. I think there's good and bad with how, I don't know. I think a lot of the people's like obsession with F1 drivers comes from Drive to Survive and things like that because it shows like the more intimate view of F1. But it's also like we have no reason to be all up in their love lives. Like, unless it's positive, I really don't think there's any point to comment or like talk about the lags. It's like, it's also like, what the hell do you want me to say? Like, you're dating them. Congrats. I hope you have a long, happy relationship, but like, frankly, I don't care. I don't know. I think that people just are too involved. And I was said people for a while, and I've realized it was weird. It was like a parasocial relationship. It was weird. Either way, that's that. That's everything that happened in the Monaco Grand Prix plus more. Um, Tell me y'all's thoughts. What do y'all think? I hate the people who say that Lando didn't deserve this because I think Lando 112% did deserve this win. I think people are just mad that Charles didn't win, which is understanding, or what is understandable, but it's still just like that doesn't mean Lando didn't deserve it, you know? Either way. Yeah, this video is only like what, 16 minutes long? That feels really short. Sorry, y'all. Um, but yeah, there's not really much more to say. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, that is everything that happened in the 2025 Monaco Grand Prix. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button if you please, and turn on all notifications so you never miss I upload. We are going to Spain next week, and we'll see how that goes. I'm so tired, y'all. I will talk to you next week. Once again, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button if you please, and turn on all notifications so you never miss I upload. I love you all. Make decisions and roll the outro.